What is up, everybody? It's 3WK. I'm back with the Ranger Raptor. And today I wanted to talk about buying a brand new vehicle. Most experts will probably tell you that buying a brand new vehicle is a bad financial investment. But, like you know, most of us do not buy a vehicle as a financial investment. We buy it because it's a vehicle and we have needs that this vehicle fulfills. So for some people, that's going to be that vehicles are your hobby. You love cars, trucks, whatever. For some people, that'll be because you need more space for your family, or you need a truck to haul things around your ranch. There's so many different variables on what people need and why they need it. Today, I just wanted to talk about when you're buying a brand new vehicle, what options you have, maybe some tips on trying to get the best deal and making sure you don't get fleeced at the dealership. Let's get into it. There are definitely some upsides to buying a brand new vehicle. Access to the latest tech, worry-free warranty repairs, and peace of mind that you know how a car was maintained throughout its entire life. But to be clear, buying a used or certified pre-owned vehicle is almost always a better decision from a strictly financial perspective. Outside of very rare or exclusive vehicles, most brand new vehicles will take a sizable depreciation hit as soon as you drive it off the lot, offering many buyers an opportunity to get the same experience a year or two later for around 70 to 80% of the brand new cost. That may not be the end all be all for you, and I'm definitely no Dave Ramsey. So make the decision that makes the most sense for you. However, I always try to be armed with all the knowledge possible to make a decision, even if it doesn't sway my choice in the end. So today, we are focusing on buying a brand new car and getting the best deal. I'm going to break down the car buying process into a few sections. The first phase is research. Before buying a brand new car, you will want to do your due diligence, getting all the info you need before making that big purchase. Then comes the purchase, actually buying the car. Lastly, there is ownership, protecting your investment, and understanding your long-term plan for the car. Following that order, let's kick it off with the research phase. Buying a brand new car, especially in today's world, is expensive, and unless your pockets are bottomless like mimosas at brunch in Atlanta, then you will want to take your time with this stage. Be realistic and decide what is your goal for the purchase. You might need a car for commuting. You might need a truck for towing. You might need an EV to flex on the tech bros at your office. I don't know your needs, but you do. Just be clear on what you're trying to accomplish, and it will become easier to narrow down what vehicles fit those needs. Honestly, if you can clearly state your needs and budget, feeding that information to a service like ChatGPT will probably give you a solid starting point. Once you have a few options narrowed down, it's worth going to a few dealerships and test driving some cars. Do not buy a car at this time. The salespeople will do everything in their power to close the deal. This is simply an exploratory mission. Don't lose sight of that. Take the experience and key in on what you liked or disliked from those cars. Hopefully, at this point, you've narrowed down what vehicle you want. Maybe you already knew exactly what car you've been interested in, like I did with this Ranger Raptor. From here, you'll want to start searching car marketplace websites like Car Gurus or Auto Tempest. I'm a big Car Gurus person myself. I pop on there for fun sometimes just to see what the going rate is on a 2013 Dodge Viper SRT GTS. I'll save you the search. They're still selling for six figures. Anyway, for the car that you're researching, you'll want to understand what are the best prices in your area. You'll want to target the cars that have been sitting on the lot the longest. Typically, those are cars where you'll have more negotiating power. It's also worth checking the forums, Reddit, Facebook groups to see how much people are paying for that vehicle in the real world. That'll give you a better place to start when negotiating a price. Keep in mind, if you're targeting a car that is more limited, like this Ranger Raptor was last year, you will often have less negotiating power. If a dealer is getting a ton of interest in a car, they aren't going to be interested in reducing their profit margin on something that they could sell easily to someone else. In those scenarios, you have to use your main negotiation power, the power of choice. You may have to choose to pass on an overpriced exclusive vehicle until the supply catches up with demand, or until a dealer is willing to play ball. Sometimes you're just at the right place at the right time, and dealers have many reasons why they might be more willing to make a deal at one time versus another. Also, you may have to expand your search and be willing to travel for a special vehicle. Be persistent in seeking out the opportunity for a good deal, but not desperate enough to accept overpaying unless your time is way more valuable than the extra money you would spend. Again, be honest with yourself. If you're financing, I'd recommend getting pre-approved with a local credit union before moving into the purchasing phase. You'll likely get the best rates there, and you will get to find out how much ownership will cost in a low-pressure environment. You can always have the dealership try and beat the rate during the purchase process, and they'll have extra incentive to work up the best financing deal since they are essentially in competition for the extra fees that they would net from getting you to finance through their lenders. Now, let's get into the purchase stage. This stage is pretty straightforward, but it can be daunting. I work in IT, and in the past, when I dealt with software sales reps, they were willing to play the long game. They want to build relationships, take you out to lunch, get your feedback on the product, all to hopefully result in a sale down the line. This is not the type of sales experience you can expect to have when buying a vehicle. To most car salesmen, there is no tomorrow. They want to close a deal today. And it is understandable. In the sales business, you eat what you kill. They don't typically have time to play the long game. But just as that is their reality, this is your reality. You don't have to buy a car just because you went to the dealership. The most power you hold when negotiating your car purchase is the power to choose and walk away from the deal. If your needs aren't met by the deal, walk away. If they are adding in extra fees that you aren't comfortable with, walk away. If they are forcing additional packages and extras that you don't want, walk away. I don't know about all manufacturers, but you can get a factory extended warranty online for little to no markup versus paying extra at the dealership from Ford. Maybe other manufacturers have something similar, so look into stuff like that before you get to the dealership. If they want to sell that car bad enough, they will meet you halfway, if not further, on your demands. If not, there are many more cars just like that one at dealerships all across your state or region. But again, be realistic. It may not be possible to get $10,000 off of MSRP. Well, unless it's a new Bronco Raptor, you might actually be able to get $20,000 off, but that's neither here nor there. If everything goes well and you're happy with the deal based on the info at your disposal, finalize it and take delivery of that new vehicle. Here starts the ownership phase. There are only a few things of note in this phase. An important one is taking care of the vehicle. Stay on top of your maintenance, oil change, brakes, tires, etc. Treat it right, and more often than not, it will treat you right. Next would be to shop around for the best insurance costs. Often when you buy a new vehicle, this is one of those sneaky costs that you don't think about. Your insurance might go up if you were driving something considerably cheaper in the past, or because it was older, or maybe it was more mass produced in the car that you're buying now. So be sure to shop around for the best insurance prices. Don't sacrifice coverage for price, but shop around because you would be probably surprised to see how much you could save. And lastly, you'll probably want to hold on to that new car for a while. Depreciation happens. It's almost a guarantee, but you won't realize that depreciation until you sell that car. So while you may break even selling a used car after 6 months, you most likely won't be so lucky on a brand new one. It's best to ride it out for a few years if possible to balance out the depreciation with the value of your usage of that car over time. These may seem like simple things, but a lot of people only do this a few times in their life. I know some of us find ourselves at the dealership once a year, so if you have any tips, please leave them in the comments. You never know how much it could help someone. And if you found this information useful or interesting, please drop a like on the video, comment about what resonated with you, and subscribe. I've got some adventure videos coming up and some mods to the Ranger Raptor coming soon, so please stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Peace.